I was almost 4 years into a 32-year prison sentence when my father died. And no, I was not able to go to the funeral, and there were a number of reasons for that. The first is that I was at Nottoway Correctional Center, which back then was a level 4 high security facility, which meant it was almost impossible to get approved for a funeral pass. And this wasn't like they were just going to open the door and let me out, let me get in a car and promise to come back. I would have been transported in an orange jumpsuit, in handcuffs and shackles, tied hand and foot, accompanied by 2 armed guards at all time who never left my side, and I would not have been able to go to the actual service. I would have been allowed to sit with family for an hour before the service and see the body if there was one, and I would not have been able to even give my family or friends a hug. So I don't know why they disapproved it. The other issue was that my father died while he was in Costa Rica. He had expatriated and he was living down there. He was cremated down there. So his actual funeral was in Costa Rica, and the service up here was just a memorial service. So it did not qualify for the same thing as a funeral because I already had a technical funeral. So even if I had been at a lower level institution, I wouldn't have been able to go. Now, a few years later, when I got to a lower security facility, I managed to convince one of the counselors to give me permission to get a DVD of the service. And they said, oh, we think that's really reasonable. You weren't able to go. And there had been a recording of the service. Someone who I'm actually seeing today had sung. It was just this big event where he had filled up an amphitheater because of the impact that he'd had before he left the country. But the person who was going to send me that DVD, who said they were going to, never did. So I remember getting so excited because I had fought this battle thinking, okay, I'm finally going to be able to see the service. Like, I'm going to get some kind of closure. And then that person never followed through.